after managing to stop the heist of the staff that lets dragons into Waterdeep, the Council of Waterdeep continues with new items on the agenda.
Um, okay. Molly would start with the new business. With the cults ramping up recruiting, as many within the city have found out, we have been able to embed some of our agents into deeper areas than previously possible. We still haven't gotten anyone deep enough to know the finer details of their plan, but we have found a couple of things. First, as I said in um, as I said in my missive, uh, the date provided by the prophecy found by the Uniques does appear correct. Secondly, our agents embedded at the base found by the Uniques have been unable to find the treasure hoard, any of the worm speakers, or any ritual site being prepared. They have seen many caravans bring in pillaged treasure and materials, as you, and she gestures towards your end of the table, reported. This leads us to believe that either the ritual site is hidden much deeper within the base, or that maybe it's not the final staging ground after all. Our agents are still looking into that. Mm,
I do have a question for Malia. When you say ramping up recruitment, are you referring to the propaganda letter that citizens in Waterdeep found on their doors the other day?
Among other things, they've been more openly recruiting in more outlying areas.
The strange thing with
Seems they're still not quite brave enough to show themselves openly
mhm.
within the larger cities.
The strange thing with the propaganda letter that we found, and I'll kind of take out the little thing that was on our door. Um, the draconic face on the back is of a what I believe to be a Draco Lich, which the old cult was more following, rather rather than this more recent uh, Tiamat takeover that has happened within the past few years. I would have expected it to be a five-headed dragon opposed to the skull of a Draco Lich.
Yes, the ones, at least the ones here in Waterdeep that were found, I believe you're correct. It does appear to be a Draco Leech. The iconography has been different in different areas. According to what our agents have been able to find, it does seem that um, it's not a full. Not everyone in the cult of the dragon has fully moved to only the new way.
So there could be internal divide within the group that is potential to exploit, that has a potential to be exploited.
That we have not exactly found yet. Those that we have found have been more on the side of being on board with the plan, but still holding to the old ways somewhat.
I see.
Now, these are the ones embedded at the um main base that you had found. So perhaps it's just less likely to find actual dissenters there. But I can't be sure of that. And I will say it's not like the cult disappeared for a century and then came back with a new thing. It's like the cult isn't something that just like goes away and comes back a century later. It's always a thing, just sometimes it's more active than others, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Um so like you said, the change is fairly recent. And it's not like it's all new people completely following. Like it's not like all new people were brought in. But lots of new people are brought in because of the recruiting and like the initiates and not even yet initiates that you had found previously in your travels and give it a new name. But yeah, it's a fair assumption that there could be dissenters that could be exploited. It's just they haven't
Haven't found any yet.
found right. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the given their history, if there aren't some dissenters, though I can't imagine that they would last very long, given how the cult's new management's disregard for life isn't the right word, but disregard for those that aren't part of them. So if they are, it would be if there's any that are actually divided instead of just stuck in the old ways, they probably wouldn't be very open about it.
Yeah.
But it could be a sign that the ones here are the ones nearer to Waterdeep, um, are more of that mindset than of the newer mindset, seeing as that's the icons that were on the ones here. And she would put up like on the enchanted thing on the table in front of you that projects it to everyone. Um, like a couple of the other things, and it's a lot of similar wording and such. But like there would be other icons. There would be a couple that have. There'd be one that has like the 5 heads that you're talking about, and there'd be some of each of the like different colors of dragons, though not Draco liches.
Yeah, it seemed Waterdeep was like the only one with a Draco Lich iconography.
Of the ones she has to show you
Okay.
or to show the table, like there'd be like 5 or so that she'd show from like more major places. Like you'd have one for Neverwinter that would have the blue dragon. Um, and get a map. Like the one she has would be from various major cities along the coast, Baldur's and the Lake. Um, Forgot that they were dealing with the person. On another note, we, along with some uh, trusted magus and some of the Order of the Gauntlet, have been looking into a letter delivered to the Uniques. If you could please tell, she'll gesture to you. If you could please tell everyone about it and about how you came by it and
Well,
the nature of it.
an old friend came by for our opening, which many of you do. Thank you for coming by. Stop by anytime you want a drink or some food. But now is not the time to advertise. But
Yeah, hope you enjoyed yourselves.
uh, he found a individual that seemed to be acting a bit suspicious, making their way towards the city. He stopped them, uh, learned that at least he was using a cover story of saying he was a farmer coming to deliver a letter of some kind, and was looking for me, I guess. At least that's how he worded it. I'm not entirely sure if he meant me specifically or just me and my new group of friends. Um,
He would have explained the like your group, not
not
specifically
necessarily.
you.
Okay. Um, okay, then I would have said that in the appropriate way, not specifically me. Then the upon reading the letter, it indicated that this was in fact just a cover story. He told my friend, and he's a potential deserter of the cult, working closely with the worm speaker of the Blue Dragon Mask. They're doing some magical stuff on it um, to learn more about it or something. They're doing arcane experiments and the whatnot at a tower. What was the tower's name?
The letter's pinned.
Is it been?
So the second pin.
These player handouts, Undermountain maps, creatures and monsters.
No, no, like pinned in Discord. Sorry.
Oh, pinned. uh, da, 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 Zonethal's Tower. Uh, and it's being guarded by only a handful of wizards. Um, now, this does sound like a trap. However, if it is true, and we can get hold of this mask, that's a big deal because already some of the masks have been sent to a specific location that we are unaware of at this current time to be assembled into something crucial uh, for the return of Tiamat.
Yeah, and would you put like the letter on the thing on the table that projects it to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. And you would also I don't know which of you has it, but one of y'all took N Naranvane's journal, and that talks about the him sending the mask off to um him sending the mask away for what you're saying. Um, let me get the exact wording real quick.
I don't think I have it.
Remember someone took it, but I don't. mm,
We might have handed that in to the the tower? The Mage Guild? Because they're the ones holding
The
him.
host tower of the arcane.
No, he was being held here
Oh, here. Yeah, we might have.
because you brought him here to Romalia.
Yeah, we might have handed that in with him because I'm not seeing that
Okay.
in my inventory. Unless Tom took it or
Um, it would have said that the journal had been sent to the ritual site. The No, the journal would say that the green dragon mask is already at the ritual site under Severin's protection and ready to be assembled.
All right, I'd bring that up then. Likely, this
Yeah.
location is at the point of entry onto our material plane, or at a nearby ritual site.
Yeah. When you say about uh the letter when you show the letter and talk about it claiming that the blue dragon mask is there and only guarded by handful of a handful of wizards. Um, you would see a you'd see like most of the table share a look of excitement, like a mixture of excitement and hope. Like maybe there is a chance we can actually get one of these after the last two chances didn't quite go our way. And you would know from when they like caught you up at the first meeting um, about the previous group that died in a castle crash. That they had a run in with two of the worm speakers as well, but weren't able to obtain any masks. And that would be the blue and the white worm speakers. Both of which escaped.
I see. But it appears that the blue worm speaker has managed to acquire their mask at some point.
No, so the both of them would have had their
Oh,
masks when
had.
the
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I misheard something.
Yeah, but the worm speakers were not captured or killed
Yeah, they managed to escape.
by the other party. Uh, Now the tower itself seems protected against scrying and divination, but um, but from what we've been able to gather from scrying on the outside of the tower, we can see that there are indeed uh, members of the cult there, and on at least one occasion we did see what appeared to be the blue dragon mask in their possession when they were out on a balcony. As Rebecca said, the risk of it being a trap is enormous. The payoff of getting the mask would indeed be great. And more than that, if this person really would be a willing informant, that could be even more immeasurable on knowing what we're up against.
Although, if this individual is willing to come with us, this I'm guessing we'd be the ones to go on this mission. Um, uh, we will likely need that cure uh, to avoid his um, self termination. We still don't really have a good name for it. Auto suicide machine uh, enchantment.
Okay. Um, so that would be being tested on the morrow, on the dwarf.
Yep. And if it works, it'll start being used.
Um, let's see here. On that note, from what we've been able to gather, another piece is that that effect appears to only be primarily put upon um wearers of purple, and even then, mostly on higher ranking ones, although there are some exceptions.
I'll kind of glance at Morgan because his wife being an exception.
Sorry. Um, so depending on that, that might not be quite necessary. Though if you want to do that, that is your call. I will caution that if you do take the cure, do not let it fall into the hands of the cult.
Yeah, probably be a good idea to have it at a location nearby, under watch of, say, a little, like a old cell of Harper's nearby, um, that we can head to get it if need be. Because I'd be able to stay it off
Okay.
for a little bit, but not long. I can only cast Greater Restoration so many times, as many times as I have uh, diamond dust on me.
Okay. Um, so I'll say everyone at the table seems to think that like they're not going to they're basically leaving this up to you on if you go or not, but they all seem to think that for them they would personally think the risk is worth the reward, but they're not the ones going.
Yeah, obviously.
Mhm. I mean, I think we should go.
The question is when.
Well, do we have anything coming up?
Well, there's an arena on the 19th.
What's today again?
12th.
How far away is the tower?
Um, so Waterdeep map. Let me just take y'all to the Sword Coast map.
I like how, like, it's like, well, we could go now, but we got a thing coming up. The arena on the 19th.
Also, the end of the letter. The danger of my treason becoming known grows with every passing day.
Yeah.
If I'm discovered, I'll surely be killed.
It is.
Please hurry for the sake of everyone and everything you value. But the arena!
But the arena!
There won't be another until the spring, Bean.
I don't want to wait. The
There won't,
world
there
is
won't be
ending.
another Waterdeep arena.
True. Wait, where else has arena?
Probably fall.
Schult has there's underground ones in lots of places.
True.
Prob
Morgan would know about a few of
Public
those.
Balm. Yeah, Morgan
We can't go to
Morgan has
home.
headlined at a few of those.
We cannot go to home.
So
We could.
what's the place? Where's the tower?
Okay, so the tower is called Zonthal's Tower, and um Cairn would would have information on it because he do be a wizard. So,
Where is it on this map? I couldn't find
Zonthal's
it.
Tower lies to the east. It's because it's not on this map for
I
some
see.
reason.
Okay.
It is, it's roughly, what is it, control to pull people? Shift to pull people? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
shift
here.
click.
Yeah, it's like here.
I'm not seeing anything.
I'm not getting pulled.
Are you on GMM layer?
I am on GM layer.
There. Okay.
Near the
Zonthal's
marsh of
Tower is a,
Shalimber.
yeah, it's in the town of Zonthal's Tower. No relation.
That's far.
And is there a nearby teleportation circle?
And it was made by a it was constructed by a wizard long ago who dabbled in dimensional magic. Changing spaces and the like. The town grew up around the tower, uh, housing his apprentices and their families. One day, what would it be? A century or so ago, he kicked them all out, and the tower went dark. And it's been dark ever since, until apparently now. The town remains. And it wouldn't just be the apprentices. It would be like the people coming to petition him and stuff. And then like a town grew up around it.
Well, we're probably gonna need some good disguises because they definitely know our faces, and I'm pretty sure illusion magic won't cut it.
If they are if it is indeed the actual dragon mask, I'd imagine that they'd be keeping an eye on any kind of newcomers to town, seeing it as it is a quite out of the way place, and people don't come there since the wizard disappeared. Or like don't come there seeking the wizard.
Yeah. We yeah, they definitely notice if we showed up.
Maybe we disguise ourselves as looters. You know, if the tower's been dark for a while and nobody's heard anything from the wizard, I mean, the wizard's tower probably has a lot of valuables in it.
He was known to, in addition to the dimensional magics, he was also known to bind many elementals and planar beings to him. I'd imagine most escaped by now, but some might still be held by their bonds.
If there's any celestials in there, we could free them and maybe get some help.
Potentially.
But is there any known teleportation circles nearby? Because that's a bit of a walk.
I imagine taking the airships out of question.
No, it would be a horrible idea to potentially risk getting that into their hands.
Yeah,
Plus, it still needs repairs.
that's true.
Um, there is a quite old uh teleportation circle. I'd have to find the sequence again. It might still be there, though I can't make any promises.
I mean, if not, uh, El Terrell's close. Ish.
Where is Eltrell? I don't know that El Terrell's any closer.
It's closer than Waterdeep. Because Waterdeep was 500 something. Yeah. Daggerford's 400. El Terrell's 300. 350.
Yeah, Waterdeep's 525.
Yeah, it definitely seems like
Terrell's
Altrell's
419.
closest.
I mean, Misty Forest is. Oh, no, even then, El Terrell's closer.
See if I can find the sequence again.
Mhm.
um, after the meeting.
If
There's a
not,
decent chance it still works.
yeah. If not, on Tarthroom, we might require the use of one of your gauntlet circles in El Terrell.
Very well. If need be, you shall have it.
How many
And
days would that be from El Terrell?
Several.
Several.
Probably go around the forest.
Yeah. I feel like going through a place called the Forest of Worms is not a great idea.
Might also want to avoid Thrustiston, because that's a
Yeah.
Yuan-Ti place.
Yeah, I mean, Serpent Hills sounds like it's a Yanti place.
I mean,
Well,
y'all been to the Serpent Hills a few times.
yeah, we've been to the Serpent Hills. If only we had a high-level druid with us, they could cast Windwalk on us.
And uh, back here. At this point, Oirin and Zarin would return. And Zarin would be holding a letter. I'll have to go sit down. Well, we got him. We got the order, the gauntlet guy sent to the order.
That's good.
And Morgan, this is for you.
Uh, okay. He'll take the
Some
letter.
guy named some guy named Big John told me to give it to you.
Okay.
So So that would be like a guy that used to, when you first started fighting, got you into rings, like before you actually made a name for yourself.
Okay.
Um, Rebecca, what's your passive?
My passive perception is, I believe, a 16. Yes, 16.
You would notice the a stamp on the envelope that do I have, yeah, that looks. Oh, is there a way to show a handout without showing the text beneath it? Oh yeah, because it's in GM notes. Very good. That looks like this,
Oh no.
Why does that look
and you would definitely
familiar?
recognize that, Rebecca.
That looks familiar. Oh, the Zentarum. That's why it looks familiar.
And
I've seen
Rebecca
it in
would
Baldur's
definitely,
Gate.
yep, and Rebecca would definitely recognize that symbol.
Oh,
I believe that was one of the groups that you did. You said you stayed clear of them and the Xanathar Guild,
yep,
if I remember.
yep,
But you know the
Hmm.
symbol because hard to avoid it in your line of work.
yep. Just because I tried doesn't mean I did. I succeeded all the time. Um, yeah, that's something to talk to Morgan later about.
Hmm. Morgan will take it and put it in his bag for now.
Okay. Now, on at least my last order of business, as some of you already know, the council has been approached by a foreign envoy seeking a potential alliance with the Sword Coast against the threat of the cult. This envoy has been subjected to a zone of truth and carefully worded questioning to verify what they say. Many on this council will no doubt have reservations about allying with a foreign power, as we already saw when Sir Esteval revealed his allegiance to Cormyr. And with this envoy, there will be even more well-founded concerns from many, including myself.
Wait, what happened when he revealed his allegiances to Cormyr? I don't think we were part of the council for that.
Um, so I mean, just general knowledge. There's a lot of mistrust between the nations of Faerun. Yeah, Thay wants to take over everything. The Sword Coast wants to control this merchant that like economically control everything. And Cormyr have fought. Has tried to get into the Sword Coast. Cormyr has tried to get into the in the Sword Coast. Just the other countries. There's a lot of mistrust there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when you were in Chult, you might remember that the Flaming Fist had a big presence there.
Yep.
That's because they're there to keep Cormyr and from gaining an economic foothold in Chult. Because they want the economic foothold there.
Yep. Okay.
So basically there was like concerns about conflict of interest and the like. Um, However, I ask you all to keep an open mind, as in my opinion, we need all the help we can get. With that all said, Could you please lead in Raukir Nai Ilmich? And she'll gesture to two guards that are by the door and they'll go out. And there would be a lot of sour looks and grumbling from almost everyone at the table at the mention of the name. And I'm typing the name now. And then Lariel Silverhand. If this is anyone on the council's first time meeting with the Thayan, you'd be wise to address the Rauk here as such, and not by name alone.
I shoot a look at Morgan. Make sure he follows that.
He seems like kind of distracted. I'd even say after he got the letter, not so much out of nervousness, but he would have brought out the jug and he'd just be having a little drink.
I prestidigitation a little coin to flip at him to get his attention. Because that disappears
Just,
after 6 seconds.
huh? What?
I nod over to Lady Silverhand, like, just address him as Rokir.
Okay.
Would Morgan recognize the Zentarum symbol, Dylan?
I feel like, yeah. I mean, he's. I mean, technically, I have a criminal background, and he spent a lot of time in the underground bits. I mean, if Big John used to set up the fights for him and everything, would he know if Big John was a member, or like would
No,
that have
you
been
wouldn't. You have
something?
never seen this symbol on Big John.
Okay, so if anything, he'd be concerned for Big John. That's why he's distracted.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like he knows who the Zentarum are, much like he probably had a vague understanding at least of who the Xanathar Guild is. They're just people you don't fuck with. As for like
Right.
the details of them, probably not. He wouldn't have wanted to get mixed up in it. He would just, do his fights and avoid pissing off anyone.
Anyone that had that symbol, just
Yeah.
smile and nod.
Yup.
A few minutes pass before the doors open again. Uh, the Harpers lead in a female figure in red robes, their head completely shaven and covered in tattoos. They're being followed by two guards of the Lord's Alliance.
Is it time?
Jump scare.
Play it!
Ah, hold on. Oh, I got it.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
They're here.
Except you were warned, so you did expect it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I mean, like the true Spanish Inquisition. Because they gave them like a couple week notice so you could prepare your case to defend yourself.
Or did they?
Yeah.
Raukir Ilmich, welcome to Waterdeep. I hope your accommodations were to your liking. Apologies for the measures we had to take, but I'm sure you understand given the current state of things.
Oh boy.
Greetings to the new open lord, and all of you counselors. It is quite understandable, especially given that you have likely heard rumors that it is the Red Wizards that have been summoning the fiends the Cult of the Dragon has been using. Let me assure you that they are not of Thay, but are exiles. but that is a topic for later. I come with an invitation from my Tharchioness to the group of counselors known as the Uniques. You are invited to my Tharchioness's audience at Nethwatch Keep. There she will speak of ways that they on the Sword Coast might aid each other in this ongoing crisis. I would transport you to the keep. The meeting would take no more than a few days, and then you will be returned to Waterdeep unharmed.
Oh, esteemed Rakir, is that something that we need to do immediately? Because there is also a pressing matter about something we need to take care of.
The Tharchioness has set aside the next 2 10 for you to come inside that time. I will remain here until then, and the offer stands until then.
Right. Uh, Melchior Nimnich. Hopefully I said that right. I probably did not pronounce that right at all.
So it's Raukir,
Valkyr.
which is like a title.
Yep.
And then Nai Ilmich.
Nai Ilmich. Okay. Valkyr Naim Ilmich. We accept the invitation, though we will attend this meeting once prior business that is of thank you for writing it phonetically. That helps way better.
I don't know that it's actually phonetics, but it's words.
Yeah, yeah, just say those words. You say the way it's supposed to pronounce. I consider that phonetically. Um, the once the pressing matter has been resolved, we'll meet you for this meeting.
Yeah. Um, I'll say as you look around the table, most everyone looks uncomfortable about who's in the audience, or the speaker rather. Um, However, you would see Antar Farum is basically like biting his tongue, trying not to say something.
Talk to Anthar Froom later.
Um, Thank you, Valkyr. If you don't mind returning to your accommodations while we discuss. Um, Valkyr bows before being led back out of the room. Unless you had other questions, but it seemed like if you had other questions, that
No,
didn't happen.
I didn't have any questions.
Okay.
Unless
I
Morgan had
don't know what to
questions.
ask.
What was that, Dylan?
I said I wouldn't know what to ask. I went to go get my clothes.
Okay.
How often do you have to shave your head?
Why can I get tattoos like that? Um, after the Valkyr has been after the Red Wizard has been let out of the room. Um, Again, they the council is basically leaving it up to you. Though advice being given, or like whether they think it's worth it or not. Um, There would be. So Antharf Froome seems very against it.
Okay.
Um, the so what's that? Delan Winterhound, uh, Conrad Bronamble, Marshal Older Ravengard, and Sir Istval are also seem very, very untrusting of Thay. Um, the general consensus of the others would be, while they don't like Thay or the Red Wizards, um, it would be they think that it would be foolish to turn down a potential ally given this.
I mean, yeah, if we were like giving reasons of why we don't trust them, I would share the anecdote of that they tried to kill my friends, but in that, even in that case, still it'd be foolish not to at least hear them out.
Uh, and I would say of the yeah. So Anthar from being the biggest uh opponent to it, very much like his main thing would be it's a place run by liches and undead that keep living people as slaves. And they've tried to take over. They have ambitions of conquering the continent, essentially.
I mean, there was that incident in Neverwinter a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it seems that Daggalt Neverember is more he none of them seem to like the Thay. And he would talk about that, and I don't know the full events of the movie. Um but if they're truly looking to help, we shouldn't go it alone if there's other forces that would help.
The enemy of my enemy is my untrusted friend.
Is my ally in a fight?
Yeah, that works better in this case because not my friend.
The enemy of my enemy can still give me the benefit of sneak attack,
Yeah, that works.
whether I trust them or not.
I mean, a common saying among rogues: "The enemy of my enemy lets you do sneak attack." So it'd be foolish not to hear them out.
Doesn't sneak attack actually say another enemy of that creature instead of an ally of
Yeah,
yours?
yep.
That's great.
So you could cast an arcane trickster could cast enemies abound on a creature, and then get sneak attack on every surrounding creature.
So does it seem like y'all would be planning on going to Thay then? Obviously not right now, but would that be the impression you give the council?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm of the mindset
Okay.
Morgan would be like, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely anti-slavery, but I don't know a lot about magic. but I do know that it's powerful. So I mean, maybe if they could do something against the cult, it wouldn't hurt. But think about it this way: if it's a trap, like the other thing, well, maybe we can assassinate some high-level Thayans on the way out.
Rebecca just gets a 1,000-yard stare like, oh my god, Morgan, did you just bring that up at the council?
No one seems willing to sanction political assassination of Thay right now.
But they're not saying no.
Right. I'll say the tiefling gets a smirk on her face when Morgan says that.
Our official stance is that we do not condone the assassination of any pagan representative, whether it be a trap or otherwise.
However, if
However,
it happens, I won't complain.
if anything happens, just leave us out of it.
Um, Before you prepare to depart for Thay, after you go about, I take it the tower business you want to handle before that?
Yeah, since
Uh,
Makes no sense.
yep. So that seems to be more on a stricter time limit. Stricter and vaguer time limit.
yeah, potentially stricter. Um, Before you prepare to go to uh with the Red Wizard, uh, come find me and 2 hours. Uh, let's say come find me and Romalia would also say and me. Um, we may have some advice that may help while you're there. Just prepare
AMI.
you for
Always
the.
make insight checks.
Well, let me see. Uh, Basically, like they could tell you some of the stuff to expect, didn't they?
Yeah.
All right. Unless y'all have anything to bring up with the council.
Wrath the Crimson.
Macath the Crimson? What of Macath the Crimson?
Bring up that she's willing to open the door for potential um, potential, not alliance, but like working with Luskin in this crisis.
Mhm. And that would be the Arcane Brotherhood member
Yes.
that you helped? Okay. Um, by all means, if you want to seek out the host tower as well. Um, Everyone would seem like they think that's a decent idea. On Tharfroom, I don't I don't like them, but I'd much prefer that to the Thans.
Yeah, yeah. Those people didn't seem too bad. Um, well, the one anyway. I haven't met any of the others.
Um, but yeah, that would be one that y'all would also have to be y'all would have to be the ones to meet with her
Yeah.
because
She knows us.
y'all are Yeah, y'all are the ones that saved her.
Yeah, that'll probably be after the arena, because that would be after Thay. And the ship should be repaired by then, so we can fly up there and meet with them.
Well,
Fly back
if we have to walk, we would have to walk however many days
from Neverwinter,
to
because I'm
from
sure
Never.
Neverwinter would have a circle we could use, and then walk from Elwinter up.
Oh no! I was meaning if we had to walk from El Terrell to the tower, because if we had to walk from El Terrell to the tower, then
That'll be a hot
probably
minute.
probably by the time we might just make it, if we teleported out of there back to like Daggerford or Waterdeep, we would make it just back in time for the arena, and then we could do that. And then we can go to
You
Thay.
think that if you have to walk that far, it'll definitely be more than 7 days.
Damn. Let's hope we don't have to walk.
I mean, if the teleportation circle works, then we don't have to worry about it. If it doesn't work, well, guess we're going to Thay first.
All right.
Yeah.
I will go and try to find the book containing that sequence, and we'll see if that does work. Still, and the council will adjourn unless y'all had anything else.
I would like to talk to Elia. Not on council business, though.
Okay.
So the council can adjourn.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll like meet her over in your gallery or something.
Yeah. Elia, I was told by my familiar Andromeda that you're the one of the other people that we've experienced this with, but just the other day we used teleportation circle. And we ended up in this weird white void that had like, I guess you could say like the ideal version of stuff. When I asked my familiar about it,
Oh, not again.
wait, did that? Because the weird thing is, Andromeda said we talked about it before, but we have no memory of it. Are you saying that is true?
Yes, when we departed from the Metallic Dragon Conclave, we ended up there.
Oh, okay. Um,
Wait, she
You have
remembers?
you have no memory of
no, no.
our time there?
We saw the couch uh, Morgan's aspirin on it. Um, well, it's not Morgan's aspirin. It's just like the couch that had, the way couches always are. Like they always had that divot in it, but now like it now for whatever reason it perfectly fits Morgan's ass.
It's always perfectly fitted. We commented on that when we were there.
Oh. Oh, okay. So it seems like our changes there affected everyone's memories. So whatever we changed the first time, our minds have been synced up to what reality was. And the changes that we made this
Yeah,
time.
you you did something to a bear that made the ideal bear dislike you. Apparently all bears dislike you now.
It's a common known fact that young
And Zarin
red-haired
talked to a
maidens can't go
dog.
on hunting things.
No, that's because of what you did then when
What
we
did
were
I
there
do to
before.
that bear?
What did you do?
I poked it. I
You tried to
literally
poke him, right?
poked the bear. I
Just
poked the bear,
yeah,
Bean.
yeah. You poked him
Oh.
for no reason.
Why would you do that?
That sounds like I was wondering if it was alive or not, so I poked it to see if it was, and it must have not liked it.
Man, Rebecca,
Well,
didn't your parents ever tell you don't poke the bear?
Well, I didn't get any lessons from my father, that's for sure. But my mother, she probably would have told me about not going on hunts. But apparently that's a relatively new thing, but that's always been that way. That's
I don't know.
wonder
confusing.
You're
how many
talking
people have died.
nonsense.
Wonder how many red-haired people have died to bears because of you poking that bear.
Oh, I don't even want to think about
Wait,
that.
you don't remember at all? Oh, how many times have I been there?
Oh, oh no. So you've probably used teleportation circle how many times in your um, life?
No, but everyone has. Does the thing sink? Wonder how many things have been changed by people, and they don't even know it because someone else went there and changed the same thing they had changed. Because you're saying your familiar thinks that Morgan changed the couch the first time?
Well, no. Andromeda says that we were talking crazy.
Right, but
Both
if it
that time and
synced,
this
if
time.
if she remembers you saying that, and I do know that we were there, he probably changed it the first time too.
So you jumping into the couch the time we were there made it more perfect. So now every couch has the perfect imprint of your ass.
Well, no, they're just more exact.
But
Because only the perfect one is perfect.
yeah, that's what I'm. That's what I mean.
I remember the other changes, except apparently a couch, and that you're saying you changed the couch this time. So that means that if someone else goes there and changes an object that you've already changed, you forget about you changing it.
Ooh. Okay. So if one day we forget that we've talked to the ideal dwarven bartender and made friends with him, then we'll know someone else has been there and talked to the ideal dwarven bartender.
If you forget about it, you won't know to know that you forgot about it.
I forgot to remember to forget.
I mean, we don't know for sure, but it will seem like you will remember us telling you that. So, like, maybe like once in a while you can check in with us and be like, hey, do you remember about the ideal dwarven bartender? And we'd be like, yep. Of course, that not super relevant to the chaos of the world right now, but just in case.
I'm going to be honest with you, though, Rebecca. I feel like in my heart, as a man that greatly enjoys drink and has a fondness of dwarves, that my heart of hearts will never forget that I am friends with the true dwarven bartender, the ideal dwarven bartender, as well as all dwarven bartenders
You think
as a
if
result.
we end up there, we could find the ideal version of ourselves?
Okay, see, now that's kind of freaky because I don't know what I look like ideally. And then I'm going to be comparing myself to myself. It's going to be a whole thing. I'd rather not.
I think the ideal version of Morgan doesn't have 3 different ages.
No, he
Well,
has
that
four.
alone.
He has 4 different ages.
4?
Yeah, his soul's age, his mind, body, real, and spirit.
I don't know where the 4th one comes from.
Because his mind is older, his body's
Yeah, so he was born. How old was Morgan? Like,
Hold on.
um, with the and
I
whatever the
was
age says on your sheet.
I was 47 turning 48, and then I was 46 turning 47, and then I aged back a year to be
45 turning 46. But
yeah,
then your birthday passed.
yeah, which made me
So
46.
real timeline, he is 47.
Yes.
Physically, he is 46. Mentally, he is 48 because of the year in hell.
Yes.
And then the ideal version would have the spiritually different age.
It's because it's been there forever.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Spiritually immortal.
And
Infinite.
eternal.
Morgan is eternal, ideally. Ideally, I am eternal.
Hey, Morgan. You looked like you weren't happy about that letter, but he seemed like it was important for something at the council.
Yeah, that letter, I know that symbol. That's the Zentarum. Why do you know someone from the Zentarum?
So technically, I don't. The letter is from Big John, and I'm hoping that he didn't get mixed up with the Zents because that would be a real problem. Hence my being worried. He was my old, I guess bookie would be the term. He would set up matches for me and help me with bets and stuff. Kind of before I had made a name for myself when I was first starting out in the underground fighting rings. Good people. So, should probably read this. I don't know if he is the best place though.
All I know is he said it was something about the council. Like he knew you were on it, and he knew that I knew you.
I mean,
He just kind of came up to me on the street.
the Zentarum
Okay,
has a
Morgan's gonna
decent
open it.
intelligence group. I mean, the thieves guilds need to know rumors and stuff going on, so I wouldn't be surprised that they know things that they probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I might have
One of two
misunderstood you with
intelligence
that.
gathering factions. Rebecca's a member of the other one.
Yeah, Harper's.
You said you were opening it here?
Yeah, he'll open it.
Okay.
Because most of the council's left, right?
No, so most of them will be like a couple of them will be talking among themselves. Several of them would be over talking to their aides and retainers and members of their
So no
faction,
one's
like in their
officially left
galleries.
yet.
No.
I had the Thayan left.
Okay.
Tia has.
Goodbye, upside down to you. Goodbye, right side up to you.
Actually, no, Tia hasn't because she needs to tell you all something.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because Morgan was about to be like, "Man, Tia's kind of changed. Didn't even say goodbye. What the hell?
Man, you've changed.
Man, you really fell off."
Um,
Go off on an
yeah.
adventure
So
with
does
Celeste, and you're all different now. Jeez.
yeah. So like you're in like a private area because it's your gallery. Like really, you're off the map a bit.
Okay.
Um, like there'd be a dividing wall. Like it's not a separate room, but there's like a wall between you and the next gallery over.
Okay.
The only people in here would be Elia because you had her come over to talk to her. And Reginald because this is his station.
Makes sense.
and you could send Reginald away, Reginald or Elia away if you wish.
No, he's not going to.
Okay. And Tia would be over here because she's waiting to tell you something. All right.
I let Elia know that that's what I wanted to talk to her about. So if she wants to leave, she can. But if she wants to stick around, that's fine.
Actually, I need to go talk to Ramalia.
All right.
Sure.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, he wouldn't even say this to Rebecca. He'd be like, go and open the letter, and he just kind of looks over at Zarin. You know, Zarin, I ain't gonna lie. Ramali is actually kind of beautiful.
Don't you have a wife
That you just got back.
that you just got back?
I do. I was thinking more for you. I mean, you have a son without a mother.
I mean, his wife could still
Yeah,
be alive. More than
about that. I think I need to repair things with Czar.
I mean,
that makes sense. He's your son.
yeah.
What do you guys think about me going with him to check our old town and see if we can find any sign of what might have happened to his mom?
I mean, I don't have any issue with it. The only issue I would have with it is if you're forcing yourself along or you're forcing him to come with you.
Yeah, I mean, if
No,
he's all good with it.
We kind of talked about it back when we were uh what did they yeah, when y'all went to up the mountain and I stayed on the ship with him.
Oh, okay.
Uh I think I'm gonna try to find where he's staying in the city and see if he still wants to do that.
I mean, it makes sense. You know, you gotta mend bridges, and I
And you
mean, now's the
bring.
best time to do it.
Yeah, before the world fucking ends.
For real.
And it would give you an opportunity to show him that you've really changed.
Yeah, but are you guys gonna be okay going to these places?
Yeah, we should be fine.
Yeah, we'll be all right. I mean, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yep. We would have won that battle too had you not shot that woman.
Look, I mean, I thought I could non-lethally shoot her, but the
You're,
voice in the sky said that all ranged attacks are considered lethal.
Yeah, all range and all magic.
Yeah.
melee spell attacks can be made non-lethal, I believe.
How do you make
Uh,
inflict wounds non-lethal, Beck?
I think that's more on a case by case basis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be very much
See,
dependent on
spiritual
the spell,
weapon makes sense.
in my mind. But
Spiritual weapon makes sense. You know, you go and vampiric touch someone and do
Oh no.
massive damage to them.
Yeah,
You
vampiric
know, you're
touch, inflict wounds. No,
shocking
no.
grasp would make sense though.
Potentially, I could see that. Yeah, you shock their heart into unconsciousness, knock it out of sinus rhythm so that they go to the ground. But technically, what green flame blade and booming blade?
Or non,
I,
or weapon attacks.
yeah, they're weapon attacks. Well, yeah, but all that extra magic damage. I don't know.
They're weapon attacks, melee weapon attacks with a magical modifier on them.
So booming blade, I could see it, but green flame blade not as much because now they're on fire. Now you're on fucking fire.
it doesn't ignite them, does it?
No, it does not.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
If it
No, if it
ignites
was
them,
something that ignites them, I
yeah,
mean, you could do it non-lethal, but then they're taking damage and going into death saves
yeah,
when
Start
they take the
rolling them
burn
blow
damage.
around.
out the fire.
Yeah.
But Yeah, you'd have to put out the fire before their turn.
They've already stopped and dropped. Now you need to roll them.
But yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'll be gone long. I don't think that town will with how that flood looked, I don't think there's much left of it probably. But if there's a chance.
Hey man, I mean you do what you need to do. I mean it's it's 100% understandable. And who knows? Maybe we'll find a moorhen on the road. I don't know.
What
I'm joking. I
what's in a
didn't say that
Moorhen?
in I didn't say that in character. But who knows? Maybe we'll find some allies along the way to help us out. There you go. That's what he would have said.
I don't know, but yeah,
There
maybe
you
a
go.
skeleton will come and talk to us, and we can hire some hirelings.
Yeah, or a skeletal lawyer. I don't know. I've been to the
You
bones.
know, this mayor just shows up and he has pentagrams in his eyes. But yeah,
No, I feel like that would change way too much if you allowed that.
so he'll stay there while you open the letter. It's not leaving yet. Um, you open it and it would say Urban. Heard you haven't been doing any underground fights for the last while. What a shame. You were always a good fighter. But you're on the council now. And the Zentarum would like to offer their services.
Boy,
Um, with everything going on, I think you could use some mercenaries and spies and the other services they can provide. All they'd ask is for the council to give them a seat and that a small fee be paid upfront and in full in exchange for 6 months of their services.
that's about as much time as we have left before the end of the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Currently, you have about 7.5 months.
Yep.
Oh
So
boy.
if you want them for the final, if the council would want them for the final fight as well, you know, you'd probably wouldn't pay them until the next council meeting.
True, which is like another month down the line.
Yeah, it'd be a month and a half. It would be. Where's the calendar? It is currently the 12th of Nighthall, and it would be on Hammer 23rd would be the next council meeting.
So yeah, a month and a bit.
Yep.
Um, is there anything else in the letter, or is it like if you don't get us on
The,
the council, there'll be problems?
the council doesn't take our offer. Take their offer. Sorry. Uh, the Zentarum may just have to go their own way.
Oh, and join with the cult? Fuck.
Oh, God.
No. Okay, so I'll say Rebecca. Morgan knows of the Zentarum. Rebecca, you would have a bit more knowledge. You tried to stay away from them as much as you could, but it's impossible to fully escape their associates
Yeah, they're fucking
with what you
everywhere.
were doing. Um, they are all about. They try to secretly rule. They try to be the real power of cities and towns and stuff
Yup.
from the underground. If there is no city or kingdom or towns, there's nothing for them to rule. So you do not think that they would side with the cult.
Okay, yeah.
But them doing things their own way may interfere with things you try to do down the line
Okay. So, yeah, this is something that.
because it would lack the communication,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Fuck. Don't want to deal with them.
Only open the enclosed parchment containing the fee if you're serious. You'll need the council's help to pay it.
I think this is something that the council needs to discuss, not.
I will say no one has left yet.
Okay. Morgan will. Oh boy.
Antharfram would be like making his way out. He'd be
Morgan will
like
just
walking towards the door.
kind of run out over here. Esteemed council members, if I could have a moment of your time for a last minute inquiry. Some new information has come to light that I believe is prudent that we discuss before your departure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say there's no persuasion or anything needed for that. They'll start making their way back over.
Oh, I'm in the wrong seat. Close enough.
You can hold Alt to place yourself off grid.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, a couple of them were like mid conversation, so they're going to finish that real quick. But then they make their way over. Yes, Morgan, what information have you just come to?
All right. So, I'm assuming, since you know the vetting process and everything, that you guys are aware that I in my past may have made a name for myself fighting, not necessarily in the most legal means, all the time. uh, an old friend of mine from my fighting pit days, uh, by the name of Big John. He's good people, always treated me right. Uh, Sent me a letter with a formal offer. Oh boy. From the Zentarum. They have offered their services for the next 6 months to the council against the cult. They request in return a seat on the council and for a fee to be paid for their services for that time. If the offer is not accepted, they said that they would go their own way. Um, I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's good for business them working with the cult. So I don't think that that's what they meant. I hope.
It would
Um,
likely mean that they'd fight the cult, but on their own terms, which would likely cause issues with our own fight.
What Rebecca said. Um, so I guess, what do you all think of that? And if you seem to be in agreement for it, there's an additional portion of the letter that I have to open. But if not, then I won't open it.
I'll kind of gesture for Morgan to put the letter in the broadcast circle thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
can
I'll
read
put
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like one in front of each of you. I think I described it in the first council and then didn't use it at all in the second one.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that. Yeah, there's this like little glowing ring or whatever.
There's like a little screen you put it on,
Yeah.
and it projects it like kind of hologram like in front of everyone. Um let's see here. Daggett November. Well, normally I'd say that you can't trust them very much. And they have been a thorn in the side of many in the Lord's Alliance. They do bring a certain skill set that would be quite useful to us. Not so much their spies, as we already have the Harpers for information gathering and infiltration.
I mean, more
But
spies wouldn't be unwelcome.
Mm.
indeed. However, they also bring assassins, mercenaries, and I should point out that worryingly, the mercenary pool has been being bought up.
You think it was them?
No, not the Zentarum, the cult probably.
Yes, the people I hire to protect Neverwinter during the rebuild. I've had to up their. They've had to. I've had to up what I pay them considerably because they've gotten large offers from who I can only assume to be the cult. But from what I hear, many other mercenary groups from around Faerun have been being hired out long term as well. Not all of them, but a worrying amount. Um, so I would say the Ramalia. Oh, no, okay. Antharfrum, again, seems
Against
somewhat
it.
against it.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they're the holy people, right?
Yeah.
And you're hiring, and you're talking about bringing on an evil group, or at least chaotic, but tend towards the evil side of the spectrum. Um, I don't approve of their methods, and we've had quite a long history with them working against our goals. But a temporary alliance for something like this does seem prudent. However, the Harper, depending on how big of a sum they're wanting, the Harpers don't have funds to spend on something like that. I think it would fall mostly on the Lord's Alliance and possibly the Uniques if they have any kind of money to throw at stuff like that.
I mean, I got some money. I don't know what they're asking for though.
Yeah, it entirely depends on what they have. Like we have adventuring money, which can pay a lot, but it depends on the the league of wealth they're asking for. If it's beyond that, then it's definitely something everyone's gonna have to chip in for.
I don't know if they're
Right.
gonna know if we open the other part to see how much they're asking for.
The letter made it sound like they'd
That
know
they would.
somehow.
Yeah.
Well, you know that you would know that like divination magic and the like doesn't work in here.
But like
Beyond that, you don't really know.
once the letter leaves the room, they know.
We could, if that is the worry, we could leave the letter here. So I suppose the wording on that letter makes me think that if we open this, we are accepting to the council position, whether we pay or not.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to do that without all of y'all's approval first.
But yeah, from what Ramali was saying, the rulers of the Sword Coast would obviously be the ones that have a bunch of money, or at least the access to money
Yep.
that they could get from their towns and such.
I have some magic items I could sell and put up the money towards it if that would help. But again, I have no idea how much they're asking for.
It might be out of our league, Morgan.
Yeah. I, well, I mean, the letter says as much, right?
It might be out of Lord Neverember's pocket change league.
He has some deep pockets.
I know.
Big
I'm
money,
making a
deep
joke.
pockets.
Like it might be out of that league.
That
I would say that his assistant would smirk at that joke as well.
What's Neverember's reaction to that? Did he find it funny or did he find it offensive?
It seems like neutral.
Okay.
probably
His
because he doesn't
assistant
know
found it
yet.
funny. That's all I'm going for.
Yeah.
He's he's been using those deep pockets for a while.
Yep.
Coffers are
The
running
guy that
short
totally
as of
embezzles
late.
that hasn't embezzled in this recent
Yeah.
universe.
He's spending that money from before the embezzling though too. And actually, what I don't understand about that embezzling thing is he erased his memory of where the gold was. Like
I
that's how that adventure works.
Yeah, it
there's ways
is.
to get it back, get memories back that are erased.
Yeah. What's weird is the adventure doesn't use anything like that. Like he sends a group looking for to find the path to the gold. So I think he used something stronger than just a modified
Modified
memory.
memory. Okay, maybe it was like a wish or something. I
Yeah,
wish to
I
have
don't
my
know.
memory erased of this knowledge irrecoverably.
Okay. Well, at any rate, we wouldn't have to pay until the next council at the least. If we wanted the Oh, I did miss one thing for Romalia earlier. So I'm gonna say Romalia would chip in with information at well no. Solari also ran, but sorry. Um as long as we wanted them until the ritual is supposed to be performed. The plan is still I think that we're still talking about trying to head that off. And at that point, Ramali would chime in. About that, one piece of information that I forgot to share earlier, and my deepest apologies, because it is quite important. We found that they have contingency plans for moving the ritual if needed. Therefore, I don't think we would be able to head it off until midsummer.
Make it so it's impossible that they can find a location. They can get the location, the alternative
If
location
it's,
set up.
if it's the day of, there's no way they could move everything, or even if they have stuff set up elsewhere, move their people in the masks, since they seem to be some important part. It is much riskier, and part of the reason that I think any allies we can get is more important, because if they're hiring all these mercenaries, as Lord Neverember said, this may be more of an all-out war than just an assault on a ritual site. Hope that that's wrong, but it's my opinion that, given their contingencies, it would be wiser to wait and not risk them being able to set it up elsewhere. And I will say, y'all were the ones that had been talking about trying to stop it beforehand the most. Not that anyone was against that idea. So if y'all have a problem with her logic on that.
No, it makes sense.
Plus, we know that if it is actually the day of the ritual, everything, all the necessary components will be there. So if the dragon masks are indeed required, they will be there, and we know we can get them. That'll be our best chance to get them away from them if we know where they are. Um, with that, I'll say they take a vote on
Zitarum.
if you should open this envelope.
Yep. Part of me wants to say no, but the other part's like, it logically makes sense. But also, my gut reaction is like, this is a terrible idea. But I think
I'll
I'd vote
say
yes.
okay. I think Oirin and Tia wouldn't know enough about this to have a vote,
They'd
or to
abstain.
want to vote. They'd abstain. Zarin would probably be against it.
You probably vote no.
I'll say I think that makes sense. Morgan.
uh, I think he'd be for it, just because John's reaching out to him, and it sounds like it would be a good idea, because if they interfere with us, it's just another unknown that we're gonna have to deal with. He'd rather just have to fight the cult and not have to get mixed up in a way where he has to fight against the Zentarum in addition. You know,
And,
it's
okay, and so for what I was saying, not so much fight against them physically, just
no, but like have to race them to shit and make things even more,
right, or
time
you would spend
consuming.
resources on trying to get into
Places
whatever,
that they would be
and they
able
and they
to.
already went there and handled that. So you
Right.
wasted time or resources or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And he doesn't want to dick around, because it's like The literal end of the world is about 7 months away, and wasted time on shit like that means less time in between the important things that he would get to potentially spend with his wife or spend doing things that he cares about in case he dies, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that would be why he'd vote yes.
Okay. All right. So I'll say, um, what's the best way of doing this? I'll say the vote is like gladiator style, so it's like a thumbs up, thumbs down, or you just don't do anything. So like everyone would have a thumbs up. The tiefling does not get a vote, except for um on Tharfroom. But seeing everyone else, he'll begrudgingly agree to it. Um, and with that, do you open the envelope, Morgan?
Yeah, he'll open the other part.
Okay. At
You got
this,
pranked.
We were
glitter
never going
bomb.
to work with you.
By opening
Yeah,
this
you
letter,
just
you
get
agree to
glitter
the
bomb.
terms that we join the council.
We are now the leaders of the council, replacing L'Oreal Silverhand. All holdings of council members now belong to us.
No.
As you open it, when you open it, you would see the tiefling will also put a thumbs up.
Hold on.
What? They had a member on the council all along! You bastards!
No, this was her first time here.
Oh. I thought we had seen. Oh, that's the tiefling that you were talking about last time. You were like, oh, actually,
That's
that
never
one wouldn't
Ember's
be here.
assistant.
Right, and
Oh,
last time I had pat her out there for like a second and then retconned it and said that it was Elia that was supposed to be there that time.
got you.
But Morgan, you don't notice the tiefling giving a thumbs up. You are staring at a very large number followed by the letters GP. Um, and I'm going to
What's.
DM you what that is because I want
Oh
your reaction live.
my god. Okay.
How many zeros?
Okay, open your DM so I can get this reaction live,
Yep,
Dylan.
yep.
Okay.
Fuck! How? Oh, man. Oh. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's like.
But also by
That's.
getting a seat on the council, they get a share of the horde.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They do. Oh, that's. Oh, man. That's like a. That's like a legendary magic item price right there.
We also
Oh,
have
What
boy.
does Morgan? Does Morgan just stare wide-eyed at the number?
Yeah, he's. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's a lot. Even if I sold those 2 items, I don't think I could put much of a dent in that.
how much?
No one's looking at you.
Morgan will
Put in the
slide
display
it.
thing.
Yeah, put it on the display. Waiting
Okay,
to see
you
the
will
jaw
see.
drop.
You'll see on a parchment, written in green ink, 500,000 GP.
Oh, man.
Um. Oh. I thought 1,000 platinum was a lot.
Thank you all for the seat on the council.
What? Who's it? Oh, okay.
I would say that especially the non-Lords Alliance members are staring at that like it's an astronomical number, much like you are.
I thought it was gonna be like out of character. I thought it was gonna be like a fucking million, but still though, that's
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. I was
That's a
expecting
lot
a
of money.
million or trillion. I'm like, oh god, it's so fucked. And then like just 500,000.
It's still a lot
It's
though.
doable. It's a lot.
What is it? Oh, what would that be? How do you? It's not 5,000. It
It's
would be
it's
50,000 platinum.
50,000 platinum.
Oh my god, that's a lot of fucking money.
Let me remind you, you've got like a very super upgraded bar for like 1,000, I think, platinum, roughly.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little over 1,000 platinum. I mean, you
Oh
didn't
boy.
max out all the upgrades, but you got a ton of tier 3 upgrades on that bar.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I will say, like, just city economies and the coffers of things, most of the big cities just have that kind of money, but they're gonna need it for, like, paying soldiers and getting supplies and all that if there's going to be an all-out war. So
Oh
it's not like they
yeah.
can just drop their whole coffer on it.
Yep. It definitely will have to be something
No.
split.
Um, so as everyone's staring at it, the Lord's Alliance members they look like it's a large sum of money as well. They're not as shell shocked as everyone else. Um,
Elias like, oh, I
Lord,
have that much in my hoard back home.
well, she had it. She that's how much she's had stolen
Oh, by the
from just
cult.
her
Okay.
hordes,
Yeah.
just her hordes,
Yep.
not her other silver dragons. No, you look at Elia, and she looks shocked as the rest of you.
Okay.
But Morgan, your passive insight tells you that was a lie.
Oh, that Elia looking shocked is a lie.
Yeah, she's active because she's not a dragon. Um, but yeah, uh, Lord Neverember. I have to be on a different map, so I can't do the jump scares to show who's talking. Lord Neverember will immediately say that Neverwinter will pledge 100,000 to this cause.
The fact that you have that much that you could just throw at this, I'm impressed, frankly. God, I wish I had that much money.
Um,
Well, gods, I wish I had that much money.
King Melindrock.
Morgan, how much money do you got?
Well,
Um,
and the whole sum doesn't have to be had right now
Yeah.
because you have until the next council meeting.
I have
Um,
about 70 platinum, but if I sold, um, if I sold the Ring of Free Action and the Ring of Protection, maybe I could get about 10,000 gold. All right, yeah, those are both rare items. I feel like reasonably I could get about 10k for the two of them.
I'll have to pull up the price sheet.
Yeah, I know that's like that's more of like a, I guess like a middle ground estimation, but
Yeah, I got a bit over 200 platinum plus 2,400. No, 2,500 gold.
yeah, you don't happen to be
Uh,
sitting on like a hoard of church money, do you?
what does Zern have?
I can check.
Zern has 84 platinum and 1/4 of a keep.
Oh my god, we can't sell the keep. It's not ours to sell. We're just the stewards. We could sell the
Um,
bar, but I don't want to do that. I'd never
We
do that.
bought the bar to pay for the keep.
I know, literally. God.
the elves of the Misty Forest and High Forest will pledge 50,000 for now. I have to talk to what's the name of the king of the other forest? Oh, but he says his name. Um, And y'all can make in no. Okay. And then Ambassador Braun Anvil and the dwarves. I'll talk to the dwarven kings, but I'm sure we can pledge at least 100,000 for now.
So that's 250.
Y'all two make insight checks
On whom?
on
Fucking Braun Anvil.
on the council members in general.
17, not bad. I'll roll for
Uh,
Zarin.
Insight. Very good.
Tia and Oirin are both too naive to be making insight rolls.
It's already half of what we need right there.
Yeah. Um. So looking around, you can see that they all seem to think that this is, well, all the Lords Alliance seems to think that this is a good cause for money. But they're not, what's the word? They don't seem to be to have committed their full domains to the cause instead of just defending their own place yet. I don't know how to say this.
We're
You need,
halfway with just the initial pledges, so
yeah. It seems like more of them will probably donate, and the ones that have donated will donate more once they're more committed.
yeah. But how the hell did Zentarum get a seat on the council without already having a seat on the council through being Never Ember's assistant? That's concerning.
Would Rebecca say this in character?
Also, I'm sorry, I don't really know your name. I look at the Zentarum.
Okay, and on that, okay, Morgan's insight check. You actually got more. I didn't realize you rolled 29. I'll get to that in just one second. Beck, I'm sorry. I just realized how high you rolled.
You're not 20.
Yeah,
when
dirty
when
19.
Connor when Ambassador Conrad Braun Anvil pledged 100,000, you saw you saw a quick look from Neverember that someone matched him instead of him just giving the most. You also would notice that he's looking at Ryan Nightshade a bit, but it looks like he is surprised about what has transpired as well.
Oh man. Oh boy.
And yeah, you did get the name from the letter. So it would be Ryan Nightshade, Beck.
Okay. Ryan Nightshade. So we were first introduced as as being Neverember's assistant. How is it that you're a member of the Zentarum, on a level to represent your guild here?
I would quite like to know that as well. Um, as I'm sure many of you know, the Zentarum have members everywhere. Since we weren't invited to this council, we had to make sure that we'd at least have eyes on it, if not a seat. But you very graciously took the offer for us to have a seat.
I'll kind of lean over to Romalia and whisper, like, how the hell did that get past vetting?
Man, that's got to be a fucking slap to the Harpers. Holy shit.
And the Harpers aren't the Vetters either,
Yeah, they're
because
like,
then that would
No,
be
but they
biased
have
towards them.
information networks.
Yeah, yeah.
This is their rival in spycraft. How the fuck did they not figure this out?
She's just like shooting daggers towards the tiefling. Well, not all in the Zentarum have done things that would disqualify someone from vetting. And without those kind of things, it's hard to know if they represent a network such as that. Or the what is it? The Guild of Many Daggers? What's the one that you whatever the one is that y'all infiltrated their base in
What, an Underman?
no, in
Oh,
the other Thieves Guild anyway. Um but yes, that does raise some concerns. However, the Shadow Thieves was their name. Um Unfortunately, what's done is done. And with nothing that disqualifies someone, I don't think there's much we can do currently.
yeah.
You really had no knowledge of this, Lord Neverember. I assure you I did not, and I will be revetting all my assistants within Neverwinter.
Insight check.
Okay.
Did he really not know? 16. Good enough.
It
I'll use
seems like he didn't
inspiration
know.
for having Zarin. 8, okay. 16.
It seems like he didn't know.
Yep.
Passively, would I
Passively,
feel?
Morgan. It seems like he didn't know. And also
Okay,
on that roll of 29, he looked very shocked.
okay, yeah, that's fair. Well, today has
Yes,
just been full of surprises.
I mean, I'm a good
quite.
liar. I'm a very good liar. But this, uh, Ran, I'm kind of impressed by.
Oh, but I told no lies. I indeed am Lord Neverember's assistant. Not anymore, you aren't. Well, but at the time, but the Zentarum graciously thanks you greatly for this seat.
Though we might want to rethink seating arrangements. Because I don't think Lord Neverember will want you sitting next to him next council meeting. Also, we need to get
Perhaps I'll sit by you then.
yay.
I mean, I'm fine with that. Is
I
Big John
recognize
all
a
right?
kindred spirit.
Plus, we also need to add another chair I just over for Elia, if you wish to have a chair.
She had said earlier that she's quite comfortable standing.
Okay, yeah.
And by earlier, I mean last session, but earlier today. And we look forward to providing our
We can get her a
full
standing desk.
services. And we look forward to providing our full services. Once the fee is paid, of course.
Well, as a term, better to live up to their reputation uh, in this fight against the cult.
She'll nod towards you. Yeah, and that I think the council will actually break now.
Yep. Tia had something to tell us.
Yes, but let's take a quick tenor because I need to go take medicine because I can't stop coughing.
Right, I need a
Yep.
pee.
Bibbidi, 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 bibbidi. Bibbidi, 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 liberty.
I am back.
Hello.
Hello.
No one really expected the Zentarum Inquisition.
No, that really was unexpected.
Also, back to your out of character question about how the person that was posing as um an assistant was high enough ranked in the Zentarum to be put on the council. They wouldn't put someone high ranked because that would give away their identity as a member of the Zentarum.
I see. That makes sense. They just had like the mid to low ranks draw straws. It's like, all right, you haven't
Yeah,
done any crime. You're good to go.
they put someone from middle management on it.
She's the Michael Scott of the Centaur.
Somehow runs the most profitable branch of the Zentarum, and no one understands how.
And they exclusively deal in paper.
Yeah, spice is so last decade. Everyone's about paper now.
The Great Zentarum paper trade.
Paper? You paper? I mean, there's a lot of money in paper, Beck. You should look at the wizards.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's probably a huge underground magical paper and ink illegal trade in Faerun,
Yeah.
particularly centered around I imagine like Luskin and Waterdeep.
Luskin and Thay.
Yeah, and Thay, yeah. Luskin, Thay, and Waterdeep.
And Silvery Moon, I think, is a bunch of mages too. You have the Knights in Silver. One of the other Silver Hands ruled there for centuries. Well, that one's still alive too. Oh. All right. So as people start making their way out, um, Tia pulls y'all to the side. Or you're actually back, right, Dylan?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I just
muted.
wanted to make sure I understood you right.
Yeah, no. I was talking to my dad because we were taking the break, and I just need to throw the shirt on real quick. I'm all good now though.
Oh, good. Um. Jeez. Guys. When we were, I can't do the high pitch without my. I can't do the high pitched version of the Morty voice.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
How my throat is.
jeez!
I will
Oh,
100% go into another coughing fit.
oh, Rick! Why do I have to put them up my ass? Because Morty, that's the only way they'll pass inspection. They won't be able to detect the seeds up inside of you, Morty.
All right, we just need you to step through this new scanner. New? What's it do?
Oh, I get Morty having an
Yeah.
existential crisis off to the side.
It detects things that
It's a new scanner. It can detect things all the way up your
Oh, Rick!
Run for it, Morty!
butt. Shit,
They
Morty,
know!
run!
They know. So awful.
Don't worry about it, Morty. Just shoot them. They're robots, Morty. They don't feel pain.
Like robots, Rick. That one guy's bleeding.
They're bureaucrats, Morty.
It's a
They're
figure of
all
speech,
robots.
Morty. They're
It's-
Figure of
bureaucrats. I have
speech.
no respect for them.
I have no respect for them yet.
That's right. But yeah. Um. So the the church has been trying to figure out what to do with the people we have to rescue. He doesn't know if y'all have told them about the Bahamut and the dragons and such.
I think we were
Um.
supposed to be keeping that a secret.
Yeah. You were asked to.
Yeah, we didn't
Um.
say anything. So what about the canaries?
Yeah. Well, they're not gonna just be saved when they're fuck when their boss comes back. Some Something else has to happen to them for him to be right again.
What kind of something?
I don't know how to say this in double speak. Um, they have to I'll say that it's like there's not anyone around Jill's area. She's just gonna say it because I don't know how else to do it.
You have to remember who you are.
They have to. Well, no, they can't remember who they are. That's part of the curse. They have to die an honorable death.
Oh.
If they die an unhonorable death, they'll just be dead.
So we have to defeat them in honorable combat?
I mean,
Well, they won't. I don't know if that be honorable. And then you're just killing a. Maybe.
How? I don't even know how to go about that.
I mean, like the ones that are gonna be at the ritual, they might be able to just like, if we can convince them to try to fight to save some of the other prisoners or whatever there, or like something like that, trying to do something to stop the cult and they die. That would probably work. But I don't know for the ones that aren't there, because I don't know how you convince them to go to somewhere dangerous like that.
I mean, I've kind of always wanted to fight a canary.
I mean, if us fighting them
But
won't work, um,
it might.
it might. Okay.
I don't know. But I mean, if it doesn't, they're just dead.
All right. I'll consult with Andromeda and Guillemot, see what they think. Probably know that a bit better than me.
But yeah. So if I know we found one, and Loki and someone found one. He went with someone.
You go with chickenpox? I thought that's what chickenpox was telling me when I saw him at the opening.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Also, you didn't
I
come
don't
to
know
the
who he went
opening.
with. No, I wasn't back yet.
Yeah, not your fault.
I got back the next day.
We know there's another one in Chelt somewhere. And with what's on our plate at the moment, we kind of can't go to Chult because we have to help a deserter get a mask away from the cult, and then go to Thay, or go to Thay and then help the deserter.
You know where in Chult? Because that's a
It's a
big
big
place,
place.
I think.
I I don't remember exactly where. I don't remember if we were told exactly where.
No, all Big Luigi knew was in Chult.
In Chol, okay. I, I mean, a decent
Or Lord
chance would
Luigi.
be Port Nianzuru. I mean, there was a golden half dragon there as the harbor master at the time. Last I was there. Maybe they.
That was before when they.
I
Yeah,
know.
you
I
know
know.
that.
I'm saying
Okay.
maybe they know if
Oh,
because they
sorry.
probably recognize another golden half dragon or whatever.
I mean, the one we found was just a guy.
Like a
He looked human.
human, really? I thought they'd be some sort of aspect of a dragon, like a golden kobold or a golden dragonborn. Not not just human. How'd you find him,
Yeah.
anyways?
Um. So that Guillemot had told us like kind of where to look, and then once we were there, um, when we saw him, we just kind of felt a
Mm.
connection.
I see. Okay. Well, I've told Gamoot and Andromeda about uh, Luigi saying that the Lost Great Worm is in Chult, but yeah, I think he's looking into that. If he's still looking into that,
Well, me and Celeste might be able to go and try looking there.
yeah, just be careful. It's not a safe place, especially with those weird nightmares that everyone's been having on that peninsula. With the sun going dark.
Nightmares?
Yeah, Rinder told us that you were there for this. Um, said that everyone.
Oh, yes, she was. She was, yeah.
I guess explained it for Zarin and Oiram.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone on the
Okay,
continent.
well, I'll go to the church and talk to them and see if we can go over there. Try to help find them.
Um, if the church doesn't have anything there, um, talk to either Alder Ravengard. Flaming Fist has a presence there. They probably have a teleportation circle. If not, shit, what was her name? I have it written down. Sindra Sylvain in Baldur's Gate. She definitely has a way there.
Okay. And Cinder also has a house here because you were staying there for a while.
Yep. Oh, Tia would have stayed at that house too. So, like, yeah,
Yeah.
Sindra. Yeah, if you can't find any way there, um, check with Sindra's people at her house here, and if she's here, ask her if you can get a trip to Port Danzru.
Okay. Well, good luck to y'all. Good luck to you guys.
And to you, Chelt's not safe. Be careful.
You used to talk about not liking it there.
It, no, it it's fine in Yanzuru. Once you leave the city, it's just awful. Just it's hot, sweaty, and everything. Literally everything is trying to kill you. There's zombie T Rexes and hordes of undead and
Bugs.
bugs. Yeah, big bugs.
Can't forget the bugs.
Magical T Rexes. Well, there was only one magical T Rex we saw, but um,
You,
Might be
you
more
and your
than one.
friends almost got killed by a plant.
yeah, plants are evil.
A door's evil.
There's a Medusa there. There's a flying goblin city. Apparently, we never went and found that. That's somewhere.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Great town.
It is a phenomenal place to visit.
It's the one. It's like one of the few places we never actually went to because we.
Oh, there was a lot you didn't go to.
Yeah.
That's a crying
There's a
fucking
pirate
shame.
cove.
Oh, I remember that place. That place is fun.
Yeah, we went to the we went south down the river to one of the bases that no first we went up to get the exploration permit and then we went south, um, down the river to the Naga. Um, on our way back, we helped a bunch of sick and injured from a attacked camp back to Andrew, and then we went down the other river south to Drungrunglung,
Oh, love it.
and then we went to Kirsa Ball, got the flying blessing, flew to Omu, and then suffered in Omu for like 3 months.
Mm. And the only place of all those that you said
Fell a
that I
mile.
think we didn't go to was Dungrunglung.
Well,
We went to Tungrunglung because of a funny frog they met at a
yeah,
ziggurat.
had to fucking do a royal coup and install probably the false king, but we believe the characters believed it was the correct king.
Oh wait, no, maybe we did go to Dungrunglung. I think that's when
You also had your
Azazel. Yeah.
you also had your friend fall like almost a mile from this pillar of rock,
Yeah,
but one of the two survived. Well,
he almost died,
yeah, one of the two survived.
but yeah.
But yeah, uh, Tia and Zarin will make their way out. Is there anything I can be researching for you guys other than what I'm already doing? Like right now, I'm just doing general stuff.
Um, what's something alchemical he could do?
Well, and also he was just doing like research at the library and stuff for you.
Yeah, general research. Oh, there was something. What was it? See what you can dig up on the dragon masks. What is so important about them? They're important, but we don't know why.
Kind of tried to look into that, but I couldn't find much, so I gave up. But I'll dig more on it.
Yeah, if you can't find anything here, maybe try Candlekeep.
Okay,
Um,
I'm sure they'd be interested in some of my research
yeah, some of your
to let me
research,
in.
and if there's none of that, if they're not interested in any of that, say that uh, I wouldn't know how to go about proving it, but we know why there's no spelljammer traffic. That's something they'd be interested in.
Okay,
If there's a way you can prove it.
yeah, I'll try that.
And even and at the end of that, if you still can't find anything on the masks, I guess start looking into any potential sources of something that would create a magical transport barrier between a beer and here.
Like, you want to try to get back there?
No, like how would we go about removing it?
Oh, like what's stopping the
Yeah,
right? Okay,
how to avoid it. So like if we ever want to go back to space and come back, we won't have to travel
right,
through a beer again.
right. Okay. Okay. So he'll head off. And
I guess we'll wait for Romalia to see if she can find that teleportation circle.
it was Terran Hornblade,
Oh.
and he will come over, walking all slanted. So I was able to find the sequence again. Shall we go to a... Shall we leave the chamber and see if it will work?
Yeah.
Or do you need time to prepare?
We probably should do a long rest first, actually, because we had to chase a paladin around the city.
I can wait till tomorrow if that's what you require.
Or actually, I could just take
Yeah,
a
I
short.
wouldn't say no to.
I could take a short rest and get my stuff back. What about you, Morgan?
Actually, he didn't expend anything, so he'll just go. I'm good to go whenever.
Yeah, give me an hour. I should be good to go then.
Okay.
Short rest.
So during that time, he'll fill you in a little bit more on the tower. It at least used to be protected by a grand hedge maze.
Not a hedge mage.
Don't try to... Yeah, hedge mage.
Bless you.
That was cost, but thank you.
Oh, okay.
Um, if
These
you
two
want
are
entry
just
to the tower,
exploding.
I'm sorry. I started coughing and couldn't hit the mute key. I ended up getting it, but too late.
No, it's fine. It's just like when Beck sneezes, it sounds like an explosion. So like yours being a muffled explosion, I assumed that it was also a sneeze, as like because I'm used to it now.
Very
I
good.
just realized I spend a lot of time with you, Beck.
If you seek entry to the tower, you won't be able to find it unless you go through the maze.
Well, those
He
are
didn't
easy.
like visitors, so he didn't make it easy. You can't just go over it.
Darn.
No, you just keep turning right or whatever.
I mean, I could ask Elrin if he wants to come. See if, because he apparently solved the maze super easily back in the Tomb of the Nine Gods. Yeah, he was like pulled into
Was
like
it?
he was pulled into this like weird painting, and then like instantly found where he needed to go.
Sure, it's worth a shot. Now we could always try my method of only going right.
I wouldn't even know where to find Elrin. He's probably left the city. Unless I check the nearest tree.
You walk outside and look at the nearest tree. An acorn hits you in the head as a squirrel scampers down.
Alright, you did by chance learn how to polymorph, did you? I say this squirrel.
Squirrel runs off.
Nope. Okay. Well, never mind. Run around.
What is it with you and
Although it
getting
would be a
things
very
furniture from trees?
Elrin thing to just run off, even if it was.
Yep.
But yeah. So you wait your hour. Then the man casts the spell, and it seems to take hold.
Hey, where are we dropping?
You find yourselves in a very dusty room. A small, like, 5 by 5 closet. It's very cramped.
Did what's his name came with us?
No. No, he would be staying. He has to take care of
Oh,
stuff with them.
he casted the spell and set us there. Okay.
I don't think you have to go through for teleportation circle.
No, you don't, because I sent the refugees that way.
Yeah, that's right. No, like if you had any other questions for him, he'd answer them. But like,
where exactly is this circle?
it wasn't a um disguised building, a disguised small shed just outside of the town.
Okay, that's
The
convenient.
town might have grown closer to it. I'm not sure. Like if more buildings came in.
All right, Morgan. Before we leave this building, I mask of many faces into generic elf, and let's see if I have anything to help disguise Morgan.
Well, I mean, if not, I got something.
All right, what do you got?
He just reaches into the bag of holding, pulls out the triple X cult uniform and mask, and throws that back on.
I don't think that's a great idea.
No,
Because
all right.
we don't know what exactly the cult's presence here is. Are they flaunting their presence here? Are they walking out in the open with their robes, or are they in? Or are they just like in normal civilian clothes? Like we don't know.
Okay, in that case, he'll take it off, shove it back in the bag of holding. Let me see what else
Is
I
there something
have.
like you could, I don't know, put on your head like a hat?
uh, no,
Well,
no
hopefully.
alternate outfits for Morgan, unfortunately. Still got my winter clothes, but it's probably too hot for that, and I don't really feel like putting them on.
Well, it is right outside a marsh. Does seem like it might be a little warm.
I don't know. I mean, I could
I'm gonna look around the room, see if there's anything like that we could get Morgan to wear.
I could make myself look more like a drow.
What does that even mean?
That's why I laughed. It's essentially a black guy doing blacker face.
I would say there'd be like a very, very old looking and very dusty, uh, like farmer's outfit.
Precipitation to
But
get the
just
dust
look,
off.
okay, it's clean, very old. You're not sure if it will, like looking at it, you're not sure how sturdy it still is.
I'll cast mending on any of the parts that are looking worn.
Roll me a D100.
31.
Yeah, you you managed to patch up most of the worst spots.
All right, here, throw this on.
All right. Throw it on.
And then, real quick, the rest of the story that the man would have said, because it took too long to find. The wizard Zonthal was an extraordinary figure. Beginning as a lowly adventurer, he traveled across Faerun and beyond, reaching distant Zakara, Karatur, and even Mestika. His work focused on conjuration and elemental evocation, so he often kept elementals and genies for company. Which genies are an elemental, so I don't understand the distinction there.
Genies are like
Uh,
sentient people. And then
yeah, but they're an
elementals are
elemental.
forces of nature.
They are an elemental, though. He prized solitude, so he designed his tower and its surrounding hedge maze to deter intruders and unwanted visitors. Over a century ago, he kicked his apprentices out and sealed the tower. No one knows what he's been up to in the intervening decades, or whether he's even still alive. But yeah, Morgan gets in the farmer's outfit.
Right,
It's a little small. It's a little snug.
I'll adjust my appearance to look like more rural and Morgan. I guess change my armor appearance with the glamour studded leather to make it look kind of the same general shape, but look like I'm a mercenary hired to protect a farmer. So I'm a mercenary kind of down on their luck because I'm having to take a low paying job like this.
Okay. Very good. You open the door and see a small town about 100 feet away. Rising up behind it is a tall uh, stone tower, very wide. It looks like you can see some lights on behind some of the windows.
All right. If anyone asks, you've been having issues with your crops and hoping, since people passing traders have mentioned that there are lights on in the tower, hoping that the wizard in the tower can help your crops. And you hired me for protection.
Okay, okay. Maybe like a little vineyard or something. I've always kind of wanted to own one of those.
Does his outfit look vineyard esque? Like, what kind of farmer
Like an
was.
unsuccessful vineyard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. Okay.
Like a vineyard that has not been successful in a very long time.
Yep.
Before you clean them up and patch them, these clothes looked like they might have been about 100 years old.
Oh my God.
They're definitely not in style right now.
I'm desperate.
And they're
That's why I'm
still
willing
kind
to
of
try
threadbare.
anything.
I mean, to humans, you look like an elf, so you're just an old elf that was very stubborn, has finally given up and turned to the mage at the tower for help.
Okay. Yeah. That works. That works. And I hired a rough and tumble adventurer to protect me on my quest
Who's also down
to
on her luck because
get grapes.
because I had to take such a cheap job. All right, let's go.
Okay. You make your way towards the village. It's a small village, but about the size of like 300 or so people, so not like tiny for D&D towns, but on the smaller side.
Is it easy to find the entrance to the maze?
You would see the maze. Well, you would see the tower up ahead. You'd have to walk through the village to get there. Uh, Rather bustling for the number of people. A lot of people in the street going about their business.
No obvious
A lot
cult
of
members
noises
walking
coming
around.
from a tavern. Make a perception check.
Damn it!
None that you can see. You do notice a lot of laughing and loud noises coming from a small tavern.
So there are people here?
Yeah, there's people.
I thought this place was
Ta-
supposed to be like abandoned.
Oh, the tower was not
The tower
necessarily
was
the town.
abandoned. The town stayed. It got a little smaller, but it stayed. There's about 300 people.
Do we just want to go straight to the tower or see if we can get some information at the tavern?
I don't know.
But people would be waving as they pass you on the street.
Morgan would just like
That feels
wave back.
suspicious. That does
Tell me
not
you've never
feel
been to a small town without telling me you've never been to a small town.
okay.
Yeah, literally.
I'm a city guy.
Yeah,
I'm
Morgan just happily waves back. He'll go, you know what? I could use a drink. Let's just go to the tavern, get some information, and then
Sure. Let's stick to our story.
we'll go.
You're looking for assistance with your crops,
Okay. What's my name?
Dylan.
Okay, I kind of like that name. I don't know why, but I. And what about yours? Should I just call you like Juliet or something?
Julie.
All right, yeah, that works. Not knowing
More,
what the female version of your name would actually be.
Mo- Dylan. Role playing is Morgan. Role playing is Dylan.
The bad vineyard farmer, specifically.
Are you by chance a bad vineyard farmer, IRL?
I feel like I would be. I don't know the first thing about growing crop.
But yeah. Yeah, you enter. It's about like half full. So there's probably like 20 or 30 people in here.
Morgan will walk on up to the counter and just say, uh howdy. Could I get an ale, please?
Wow. Yep. No, bartender will go and fill up a tankard. Um, think it's like what, 2 copper for an ale or something like that.
He will put down a silver piece.
You're supposed to be a fucking.
It's the only thing I have.
Uh, oh, a mug's 4 copper. Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, he'll
Okay.
put
So I
down the
guess you're
silver
getting me a
piece.
drink too.
Yeah, he'll get you a drink too.
Okay. And I'll give you 2 copper back.
He'll take it and put it in his
Mm.
coin purse.
Y'all new here or something?
Um, yeah. I'm Dylan. and this is Julie. Uh, it, look, not to give you the sad story, but my vineyard has fallen on hard times, and I really don't know what to do. So I've come to see if maybe I could petition the wizard.
I heard rumors that there was lights seen on in the tower, so when this man is desperate enough, he decides to turn to ghost stories for potentially solving his problems. Not that I complain. I'm getting paid either way.
Look, I've
Well,
tried everything.
even when the wizard was still here, well, the stories say that he didn't really take visitors or requests.
What do you mean even when the wizard was here? Aren't there lights on the tower? Saw them coming up the street.
Okay, persuasion check.
Is this just like a mining town? Um, but like instead of a miner, it's a bunch of cultists and cultist
Oh
families
God,
living here. 25.
God, that would be awful.
Yeah, you just walked into a town of 300 cultists,
We're
and
fucked.
they have true sight. That
They all have true sight. Oh god.
you hear 3 ancient dragons land outside the door. No,
Oh,
um,
the fight of our lives.
Morgan would be like, I didn't want to do it like this. No. You ask a lot of questions about the tower. You're really here to just see the wizard, not here to cause any trouble.
Ask a lot of questions. I only asked one question.
Yeah, you talked about it.
I don't want no
Look,
trouble.
look, something's back in there. Don't know what. It's quiet for, well, since way before I was born. Well, my grandpa used to tell stories about when the wizard was still there, and when he kicked out all his apprentices. But for about a year now, we've been seeing lights through the windows at night, and hearing strange sounds.
Did no one go investigate?
Only a fool would enter that maze. Those who enter it, very few ever come back out, and those who do are much worse off than they were when they went in. Even animals avoid it.
Maybe there's like a trick to it or something. Like only if you are truly here to see the wizard will you be let through, which means that we should be fine.
That's wishful thinking. I down my ale.
You must be. You'd have to be very desperate to want to go in there.
Look, I've tried a whole bunch of methods. I got told by one traveler merchant about one from Cormier, but it just doesn't take to the soil around these parts. And then someone said something about using like Sneeple juice. I don't even know what Sneeple juice is, let alone would I be able to afford it.
You've even been trying the grape mash seeds.
And then he heard something about the elemental wizard, and now in the past year there's been lights on in the tower. Here we are.
Make a deception check, Dylan, at advantage.
Very well. Dylan will make a deception check for Morgan playing Dylan.
They're
Look,
just
I don't care what trouble you're really having. I know that that's a lie, but as long as y'all aren't here to um as long as y'all aren't here to lay waste to the tower, I don't care why you're here.
all
Why
right.
would I lay
Whatever's in
waste
there.
to the tower?
I'll drop a platinum piece and slide it discreetly over to him.
Okay, make a sleight of hand for how discreet you are. It's all the other cultists in the tavern. Watch it on. I
God
mean,
damn
what?
it, Pete.
Okay.
All right. And we were never here.
Given that and don't even want to know what people think is in there, huh? You really must be desperate.
Right, Dylan, come on.
Okay.
I'm being paid by the hour. No, I'm not being paid by the hour here, so come on.
All right. I'll finish his ale and walk with you out of the place.
As you go to leave, a little kid would run up to you, like at the door.
Hello.
Did I hear you're here to see the wizard?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's a wizard in there.
What is it?
I Well, Billy told me that it was the genies that the wizard used to have finally broke free, but that they still can't leave the tower.
You think maybe that they'll grant wishes?
Oh, I don't know. Those noises they makes it sound like they're angry. And Billy says he saw a dragon flying over the castle a few days ago,
Dragon, surely you jest.
up in the sky.
That's kind of crazy.
And
Genies
you
and
gotta,
dragons.
if you're going in there, be careful. They have a rope, so I can't go. They have a gate. Don't know why I said rope. They ha- they put the gate up, so we can't go in.
They put a rope on the kids so that they can't wander too far out of the village.
Yeah, they don't want look. You lose about 50 kids, and then you finally learn you got to keep them out of the maze. Kids like to explore.
It's a lot of kids.
If this maze is as dangerous as
100 years.
if this maze is as dangerous as it sounds, make sure you stay away from it too.
Oh, but Billy said it would be really fun to go in there.
Not until you're older and can wield a sword properly.
Oh,
Take
I
out my
know how to use
rapier
a
and
bow.
kind of like do a little swish and flick with it.
I want to use a bow, not a sword.
Well, until you can shoot 3 apples that have been thrown into the air before they hit the ground, several times in a row. Um, Stay out of there.
And you'll do that?
I could stab 3 apples in the air.
I'm gonna go get 3 apples.
We're on a time
No,
limit, kid.
you gotta. Billy will want to see it too.
All right, the kid runs off. Come on, let's go.
But come on, I want to see you stab the 3 apples in the air.
oh, oh.
Right, the kid runs out of the bar or out of the tavern. I mean, and they're and then a man that was in a seat is like, "Wait, no, come back here!" And he drops some money on the table and runs out the door after.
All right, Dylan, let's go.
Okay.
You keep walking up you begin walking back up the path towards the uh hedge maze. As you're walking towards the tower, you notice movement high up on it. A human male dressed in black robes stands on the balcony. waving something over his head. It's hard to make out the details from this distance. Actually, no, Morgan can make out the details.
Rebecca can't make it out. Morgan can.
Rebecca can see it's blue,
Is that the mask?
but Morgan would be able to make out that it is the dragon mask.
Why is he waving it over his
As
head?
if this dude just walking out onto the balcony and waving the
Yeah.
dragon mask in the air.
You hear a voice as if it's projected to be right in front of you. Heroes, the figure says. They saw you in the village. I've taken the mask, but they'll realize it's missing within minutes. Look for me beneath the tower, for it's the only place I have a chance to hide.
Oh
This
my
is the key
god!
that will...
Well, clearly, our disguises didn't work.
This is so a trap. This is so a trap.
This is totally a trap, but we're trying it anyways.
This is the key that will let you teleport into the dungeon. As he speaks, the figure holds aloft a second item. Rebecca would notice it's a shiny white shape. Morgan, you would recognize it's some sort of hourglass.
Howard, no.
Yep. I will leave it behind after I use it, but others might find it before I do. Before you do. The speaker looks over his shoulder as another figure suddenly dashes out onto the balcony. A flash of blades and spellfire erupts. Then the figure who spoke pitches his attacker over the railing before dashing back inside.
Oh, that guy's dead. Alright, let's get a move on. If this isn't a trap, we need to get him first. If this is a trap, let's find out quickly before we get caught.
Yeah, we need to move, but this is definitely a trap. Although
So
they
you
are
make your way
going all out on the theatrics.
up. Yeah. If it's a trap, you're still pretty sure that man is dead, Morgan.
I mean, he could have.
Yeah, the
friendly
guy
fire.
that he threw over.
I'd say with Morgan's perception, he could see, unless it's a very good theatrics, that man was bleeding out, and it looked like the way he was falling, it looked like his back might have been broken.
Still a trap.
But yeah, you make your way up the path towards the entrance to the hedge maze. It appears well manicured, and there is a gate with a latch high up, out of reach of children.
Is it locked?
It's not locked,
Okay.
but the
Open
latch is like high up.
open
Not
the,
high for you, but high for a kid.
yeah. Open the gate and then close it behind us so the kid doesn't follow us in.
You look behind as you latch it back, and you would see the two kids running up and being like, "Aw, you closed it!"
Uh,
All right,
well,
the path goes to the right and to the left, and a hedge in front of you.
Morgan, use your monk instinct to figure out where to go.
I don't know what you mean by that.
All right, let's. I guess go right because that's all you've been saying.
I mean, yeah, somebody told me that in a bar one time, and they said, keep your hand on the right hand wall and
It's
only
the
make right
left
hand
wall.
turn. Is it the left wall?
Yeah, that's what I heard. But if you
All right,
said
well, then we'll do
Francesco
the
always
right.
told you it's the right wall.
You said what?
Francesco always told you it was the right wall.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
You did also argue with him, I believe.
yeah. Pretty sure it's the left wall.
Hmm.
Okay. As you begin walking, the tower is to your left because you're walking to the right. The path slopes slowly. It slowly arches to the left, and you begin walking down a well manicured path. There doesn't appear to be any turns off of this path. You look up again after about half a minute of walking, and the tower is now to your right.
What the
You
hell?
keep walking for another 30 seconds, and the tower is behind you.
Well, this wizard was dabbling in extra dimensional spaces, so that's probably is related to that.
Huh.
But
Let's
after a little over a minute, well, actually, are y'all walking or running?
Probably running.
Okay. So after a little over a minute, you arrive at an eight. Why didn't that work? You arrive at an 8-way intersection.
I arrive in darkness. Oh, there.
Or you can't.
I see. Yep.
You've entered an intersection where 8 paths converge symmetrically. You can see Zonthal's tower dead ahead above the hedge maze, above the hedge wall. But the way the paths curve, there's no telling which one might lead to it. A sundial stands in the center of the intersection. The shadow from its gnomon pointing straight towards the tower, which is highly odd because the sun isn't behind you. Your shadows are pointing to the right. Only the sundial shadow points ahead.
Um, is our shadows where they should be relative to the sun?
Yeah, your shadows and like the shadows of the hedges are all going to the right.
I say we go right.
The shadow from the arm of the sundial points that's a circle this way.
The sun says the shadow should be this way, but it's pointing towards the tower. So in my mind, that says if we go the direction of the correct shadow, we should end up at the tower.
Uh, I'll default to your judgment on this.
Okay.
Okay, you start walking down another path that slowly hooks to the right this time. Um, After about half a minute, you can see an opening ahead of you, where the hedge maze widens out. And filling the center of this 80-foot square courtyard is a circular pool of water 60 feet across. The water is dark and murky, reducing visibility to about a foot. A garnet gemstone hovers 1 foot above the center of the pool. Another path leaves the area through the hedge wall on the far side of the pool, directly opposite where you entered.
Detect magic. Is the gemstone magic? Because it's just in range if I stand at the edge of the pool.
Um, the gemstone would be general magic. You can also detect that there are several other sources of magic as well.
Is there like a loose rock?
Can you? Um, there would not be, no.
All right, I'll take a copper piece out, cast light on it,
Okay.
and toss it into the pool. Watch as it sinks.
Okay. You can see the light, and it quickly fades because the water is very murky.
Well, I think the gem's a trap.
Probably.
And surely to get to the tower, you wouldn't have to swim. At least that's what some people would think. Unless, like, that is the way to the tower.
I mean, I could try swimming. You want me to? I could hold my breath for a decent amount of time, see if it goes anywhere.
I I don't even need to breathe, Morgan.
But Morgan's fast. To be fair, so is Rebecca.
Yeah. Because I can double dash without spending key. Alright, I'll take out another. Actually, no, I'll engage my sunblade and dive into the water. And start swimming down.
Okay. You begin swimming down. You swim down. What's your speed?
40, so have 20, dash 40,
20 foot. Okay.
and then
And
dash
you're just single
again,
dashing, right?
double dashing.
Okay. So you begin swimming down. You dash once, and then you can make out movement below you. There are four figures that are um pincering at the glowing coin.
I'll turn off Cyrus.
Um, as you go to turn off Cyrus. Wait, what is disengaging Cyrus?
It's a bonus action.
Okay, that's fine then. Um, however, at even before as you disengage Cyrus, they turn to you, seemingly no longer distracted by the coin.
Nope, 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 nope. Swimming back up.
And we will pick it up there next time.
Alrighty. Good game.
And not next week, because that's Arena.
Is is light's not concentration, right?
No, just
Yeah.
cast it, and it
So you
lasts for an hour until you cast it again or dismiss it.
your detect magic that's still up. You can see um 8, 9 14 other magical items laying on the floor of this pool.
Ooh, if we can kill these things, it's nice. But we gotta save the
Oh,
deserter.
with the murkiness, you can't quite make out what they are.
That's tempting. But yeah, no beanbox until the 9th.
Is correct.